What if money never existed? You've probably heard this story before, maybe in a textbook, maybe from a teacher. Before money, people bartered. You had chickens, I had shoes, we traded, and eventually it got so annoying that someone invented coins. It's a clean story. It makes sense. Almost every economics textbook still opens with some version of it. There's just one problem. After decades of searching, anthropologists have never found a single society that actually worked this way. Not one. So if barter never happened, what did people actually do before money existed? The barter myth goes back further than you'd think. Adam Smith, the father of modern economics, wrote about it in 1776 in The Wealth of Nations. He imagined early humans trading goods directly, a farmer swapping grain for a butcher's meat, until the inconvenience of finding someone who wanted exactly what you had, at exactly the moment you had it, forced society to invent a universal medium of exchange: money. Economists call this problem the double coincidence of wants. I have potatoes, you have fish, but you don't want potatoes today, you want firewood. So the trade fails, and eventually, the story goes, people got tired of this friction and agreed on gold or shells or coins as a stand-in for anything. This story is taught in Economics 101 classes worldwide. It's in dictionaries. It's assumed to be basic human history. There's just one issue. No anthropologist has ever documented a society where barter was the primary way people acquired goods before money existed. In 2011, an anthropologist named David Graeber published a book called Debt: The First 5,000 Years, built on decades of ethnographic research. His conclusion, backed by economic historians going back generations before him, was blunt. The barter economy, as a historical stage every society passed through, appears to be almost entirely invented. Economists have been repeating Adam Smith's story for over 2 centuries without ever actually checking if it happened. When anthropologists went looking, visiting societies that had never used money, studying historical records, examining ancient trade, they found something completely different. What they found instead was credit. In small communities, villages, tribes, extended family networks, people didn't trade item for item. They simply gave each other things. If your neighbor needed grain, you gave them grain. Not because you wanted their goat right now, but because everyone in the community kept a rough, informal memory of who owed what to whom. It wasn't written down. It didn't need to be. Everyone just remembered, and it evened out over months, sometimes years. Anthropologist Caroline Humphrey, who studied barter claims specifically, wrote in 1985 that no example of a pure barter economy has ever been properly described, let alone the emergence of money from it. Every so-called example she investigated, on closer inspection, turned out to involve credit, debt, or existing money systems already in place. Where did actual barter, direct one-time trades between strangers happen? Almost exclusively between people who did not trust each other. 2 groups who spoke different languages, or belonged to rival tribes, or would likely never see each other again. Barter wasn't the foundation of the economy, it was what happened at the edges of it, between strangers with no ongoing relationship to rely on. So the story isn't, barter came first, then money solved barter's problems. The real story appears to be closer to this. Communities ran on trust, memory, and obligation. You helped your neighbor because one day, you'd need help too. And everyone kept a loose, shared sense of who was owed. This system worked precisely because people knew each other, and expected to keep interacting for years. Money didn't emerge to fix barter. Money emerged when that trust broke down, when you needed to trade with strangers, across long distances, or at a scale too large for informal memory to track. You needed something that worked without needing to know or trust the other person. Some of the earliest known writing in human history, Mesopotamian clay tablets from around 3000 BCE, aren't records of trade. They're records of debt. Who owed grain to the temple? Who owed labor to the palace? Long before coins existed, complex societies were already running on IOUs, tracked and enforced by institutions. This flips the textbook order completely. Debt and credit came first. Money came later, as a tool for tracking obligations at a distance, between people who had no personal relationship to rely on. Here's what makes this uncomfortable for the story we like to tell about ourselves. The barter myth suggests humans are naturally self-interested traders, that at our core, we're all individually calculating what we can get from each other, and society is just the sum of all those trades. Money, in that story, is simply the natural conclusion of human selfishness organizing itself efficiently. But the actual anthropological record tells a different story. For most of human history, the glue holding communities together wasn't calculated trade. It was obligation. The assumption that you'd help people now because the community would remember and help you later. Trust came before transaction. Relationship came before exchange. Money didn't replace a broken barter system. Money replaced trust itself for situations where trust wasn't possible. Strangers, long distances, large-scale societies. And in doing so, it let human cooperation scale far beyond what any village could track in memory alone. That's a genuine achievement. But it also meant something quieter got lost along the way. The kind of economy where you didn't need a coin to know what you owed someone, because you simply remembered. We tell ourselves money was invented to solve an inconvenience. 2 people, 2 goods, no match, so we built coins to fix it. But the deeper truth is stranger. It was built to replace something far more human. The memory of a community that once knew, without needing to write it down, exactly what everyone owed each other. Every time you tap a card, or send a payment with your phone, You're using a system built for strangers. A tool invented because trust at scale doesn't scale on its own. We solved that problem, but somewhere in solving it, we stopped needing to remember each other at all.